But we, here in America's Newsroom, want to give you a closer look at what's actually happening in cities and towns across the country. It's hard to actually conceptualize, okay, big numbers, how do they translate locally? Two reports for you now. First, more than 400,000 people in the manufacturing sector of the LA metro area. The number of those jobs now falling more than 8.5% just from April of last year, so manufacturing taking a real hit. But not everyone has been hard hit. William Lajeunesse is live at Versa Tables out in L.A. William, what are you doing at Versa Tables?
Well, I tried to give you some sense of what those numbers, those factory orders actually mean, because this is where it begins, on the factory floor. We are at Versa Tables. I'm joined now by John Paul Nelson. You're the general manager here. Megan, they make computer tables for government, business, and schools. And I want to ask you, what are you hearing from your customers? Where is demand?
You know, the demand is for products that are made in America and a company that takes care of their customers. For us, outstanding customer service is number one. We also put out an outstanding product, and that's what people care about right now.
Where are your numbers? What's your inventory?
We've been growing since the beginning. Over the last 6 months, we've been averaging over 50% growth, and that's consistently in the last 6 months.
Yeah, and is that coming from the business sector or government?
It's coming from business, government, private. We handle a lot of schools. As you can see here, we're using state-of-the-art equipment to produce all of our products. Schools come to us, the military comes to us, the government comes to us.
What are customers saying? Are they more optimistic about the future than they were, say, 6 months ago?
Customers are, and a company like Versa Tables, when we take care of customers the way that we do, they have confidence in our economy. We're keeping all of the work here. We're employing people. We're expanding our businesses in America, which boosts people's confidence in the fact that, you know what, we're going to bounce back. The economy is going to come back up.
So where do you think we're going to be in 6 months or a year from now?
You know, if I were basing it just on Versa Tables, I would say that we'd be going through the roof with sales. And you know what? The economy as a whole is coming up. I'm confident in that. Versa Tables is positive about that.
Great. John Paul, we appreciate it very much. Megan, we'll send it back to you. So here, anyways, things are looking up.
Love the optimism.
That's the best we can offer.
Let's hope it's well-founded. William Lajeunesse, thank you so much.
All right, more on the road to recovery now from Wisconsin today, where tens of thousands depend on the manufacturing sector for jobs, and that industry has taken a hit over the past year. Green Bay saw a nearly 5% drop in jobs in manufacturing alone. Steve Brown is live in the state. He's at the Aaron's Company. How's their business changing there? Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Business is changing, and significantly in the fashion of a risk that they're taking here at Aaron's. It makes power equipment. They're set to have about as good a year as they had last year, this year, which is pretty good news. And Dan Aaron's is the head of this particular company. And Dan, snow throwers sold out. You're ramping up production, and now your company is kind of, you know, and you personally are sticking your neck out with the market's very first electric riding lawnmower. Why would you take this kind of a risk in a down economy?
Well, the snow has been very good to us, and we're going to grow about 20% in our snow business this coming season. So it's a year for us to look at ways to innovate and bring new products to the marketplace. The first electric riding mower was something we've been working on for 3 years, so the timing of the launch was kind of planned for this year. We didn't want to stop and turn around and go back. We just think that in down markets, down economies, these are great times to launch.
But traditional business thinking is that if you launch a product when the economy is down, well, you know, things aren't going to go so well. And you've got 800 employees up here that, you know, are depending on the success of this. So, I mean, there's a risk here, and you recognize that, right?
No, we understand the risks. And you know what? We have a great workforce, and clearly our employees understand that if we aren't innovating and we're not looking for ways to grow, that in down economies, we're just going to be looking for ways not to grow. So we're looking for things that we can innovate, bring to the marketplace. Consumers are asking for these products. So you know what? We're bringing those things to the consumers as they ask.
One of the things that I like about your company is the way you get your employees to work with you on cutting costs. Now, this lawnmower deck, the hole that's cut with the spindle here, the spindle used to cost $53 when you were making it yourself. Somebody on your staff found them at $22, made in China, which is the typical story. And you turned to your employees and said, hey, can you make it cheaper? And they actually did.
Well, we're a very lean manufacturing company. We started our lean journey 10 years ago. And the challenge to them at that time was, look, if we're going to continue to be innovative and we're going to grow our business, we have to maintain control on our own cost. So being able to challenge people with the Chinese parts that are half of what it was costing us to make in-house, and then again taking that cost down by another half or 50%, was a huge win for our employees.
Yeah, they're giving me a rap, but this piece is now made, the part that makes this piece is now made here at $19. That's a job saved because Aaron's looked at it and looked outside the box. So it is possible to manufacture in this country at this particular time successfully, but you've got to be innovative to be able to stay in it. Back to New York.
Pretty good look. Thank you, Steve. Steve Brown, William Lajeunesse prior to that. Mom and Dad are down at the beach. You know, we got a little house.
Yeah.
Hammer Hodge. We take it every summer.
Is that this time right now?
No, it's coming up in July.
Okay.
Little spit of an island we go to, Sunset Beach. It's only 3 miles long.
Yeah.
Guess how many homes for sale on that island?
3 Mile Island?
No, it's 3 miles.
How many?
60.
Whoa. Ouch.
60 homes for sale on one island.
Maybe
Rentals are off 40%.
Maybe the Hemmers will start buying instead of renting for the Hammer Hodge.
They do buy, actually.
Oh, okay,
Bought
nice.
many years ago. The point is that Americans are going to feel this over the summertime because if you own a home or if you rent a home and you rely on that income to help support your mortgage,
yeah,
I mean, there's an impact and a trickle down all across this country.
That's a lot.
Watch that.
Well, maybe we could be neighbors, Bill.
Hey, how about that?